Beautiful. All right, and welcome to race number 28 of 29 here in the 1989 throwbacks. It's been a great season. It looks like Tim Richmond is going to clinch it at this race. All he needs to do is make up 18 points on Bill Elliott. Other than that, we do have just a crazy tight points battle here. Still plenty of positions up to grabs. A lot of single-digit positions in between for points, as I realize the live stream is going out again. I don't know why the live stream keeps on going out like that, and it's really starting to annoy me. But I guess it's just going to dip out every now and again. And again, it's not my computer. It has to be the connection. Anyways, there's really not much more to say about this. Dale Earnhardt dominated the inaugural race here at Phoenix. We'll see if there's going to be any new contenders for domination. Unsurprisingly, Rusty Wallace picks up his 8th pole of the season. And that like I said, is just unsurprising. This seems like a track that Rusty Wallace would do phenomenally at. Kind of surprised he didn't do phenomenally in 88. However, here's how they're going to line up. So Rusty Wallace is on pole. Ken Schrader second. We'll have Jeff Bodine third. Bill Elliott in fourth. Ricky Rudd will line up fifth. Terry Labonte sixth. Tim Richmond seventh. Mark Martin eighth. Darrell Waltrip in ninth. And Phil Parsons in the number 55 car will round out the top 10. So Rusty Wallace, 8 poles on the year, which is by far leads everybody. We've had so many different pole sitters this season. We really haven't seen that in past throwbacks years. But Rusty Wallace has been better than everyone else at it. Here's the command. Hey, how about that? I didn't talk over it this time. Alright, the field's going to go off. Looks like a clean start. And we're ready to do this the Autoworks 500K here at this 1 mile oval. 78 laps are going to be raced today. It should be interesting to see how this track reacts to these cars. They come up off of turn number 4, and they're going to come down to the line. Green flag is out here at Phoenix. And you can see Rusty Wallace, he's going to jump out to a very quick advantage as they go down the dog-legged back straightaway here. You can see all the cars zooming by down the back straightaway. Wallace will dive down into corner number 3. Looks real smooth thus far. Coming off of turn number 4. Wallace is going to lead lap number 1. 3 wide behind him. Once again, Elliott cannot find the bottom of the track on the start of the race. And once again, he's going to fall way, way back because of it. Yeah, and it's going to really cost Elliott this time. I mean, he's on the outside of 3 wide. There's really no hope of getting down for this either, considering how tightly clustered this pack is. Good luck, Elliott. So once again, Bill Elliott gets an atrocious start to the race, and he's just going to need to wave some kind of magic wand to get to the bottom of the track. That's huge advantage to Tim Richmond, because that means that Elliott's going to have to work through the pack yet again. And remember, Tim Richmond only needs to gain 18 points on Bill Elliott in order to clinch the title. All right, Elliott's worked his way down to the bottom of the track. As you said, Richmond only needs to gain 18 points on Elliott to clinch the title here today. Since they're both probably definitely going to qualify for Atlanta next week. So the minimum amount of points that you're going to be able to earn in a race is 37. The most you can earn in a race is 185, so the difference there is 148. They're both going to qualify for Atlanta, no doubt about that. There's no doubting that there. The only question that's going to remain is, well, how are they going to qualify? We'll find out, though. Elliott getting around Darrell Waltrip there, trying to barely stay in the championship hunt. Right now, from what I see, it's going to be 13 points separating Richmond and Elliott. And so if the race were to end now, all that Tim Richmond would need to do is lead a lap, and he would be guaranteed the championship at Atlanta. So just to think about that, as it stands right now, all that Tim Richmond would need to do is lead a lap at Atlanta, and he's guaranteed the championship. So yeah, that's going to be a really strong case against Elliott. Meanwhile, out in front, Rusty Wallace, he's going to try to pull the same strategy that he had last week. Just pull a car that is 1,000,000 times faster than everyone else and pull away. That was his strategy last week. And yeah, he dominated. Ken Schrader one-upped him on pit strategy, however, so it didn't quite work out the way that Wallace wanted it to. But Rusty Wallace, he's definitely jumping out to a nice and comfortable lead here early on, about 1 second in front of Jeff Bodine here in second place. Third place, Ken Schrader. Fourth place, Ricky Rudd. Fifth place, Tim Richmond. That's how they're running right now. If we want to go further back in the pack, everyone's pretty much running single file at this point. This is an extremely difficult track to make a pass at, which is something that was demonstrated last time that we were here. It's an extremely tight groove. You usually don't see a whole lot of passing here. You can see here there's a battle between Alan Kowicki and Sterling Marlin. It looks like Marlin might be able to barely hold off Kowicki. Kowicki uses a bumper there. That's going to allow him to get around Marlin. Yeah, the old chrome horn there. That'll work. Sterling Marlin holding on really strong in the outside line, though. In fact, I think he might be able to clear Allen here getting into turn 3. See if he can. Not quite. Not quite. Allen's got a strong run here through turn 4. Watch this. Going to come down to the line. Dead even. This is the battle for 17th, by the way. So this isn't even a battle for the lead. Speaking of battles, we have a battle for second place. Or rather, now a battle for third place. As Ricky Rudd's going to slip on by Jeff Bodine here. And now Tim Richmond's going to try to slip on by Jeff Bodine. And that's really going to hurt Bill Elliott's case. Every single position that Tim Richmond gains just makes it so much harder for Elliott to have any sort of hope going into the finale race at Atlanta. Remember, 130 points down with 2 races to go. I mean, that's an extremely steep mountain to climb. It's not impossible. It's certainly not mathematically impossible. In fact, it's still mathematically possible for Dale Earnhardt to win the championship, if you can believe that. Yeah, 1 win, 20 top 10s. I don't know how you pull that off. But yeah, 1 win, 20 top 10s. Earnhardt's still in contention for the championship, but it's going to take a complete wipeout by Richmond and a pretty large wipeout by Elliott in order for that to happen. Yeah, Richmond's going to have to finish dead last in this race and then finish towards the rear in the next race. And Elliott's also going to have to finish towards the rear in one of the 2 races as well. That's the only way. That is the only way that Earnhardt wins this championship. So it's whoa, what's going on? Whoa, is there? Wow, big accident. Something happened on the 25 car, and now there are people crashing all over the place on the back straightaway. Good Lord, something happened to the 25. And they're still wrecking, trying to get around. Something happened to the 25 car. Yeah, that was crazy. We're going to try to get a wider shot and try to see exactly what happened to Tim Richmond here, but that's going to cause a massive accident. Boy, that was wicked. Look at this. Okay, you're going to see them come off of turn 2 here. Watch it. Something breaks. Something breaks right there. Terry Labonte gets involved, and he just gets pounded in the rear end by Darrell Waltrip. Harry Gant involved. Davey Allison involved. Phil Parsons involved. There's Kyle Petty getting involved. Now you see some people just trying to go anywhere they possibly can to avoid it. Dick Trickle and Bobby Hillen getting involved. Jeff Purvis getting involved. That might be another DNF for Purvis. I think that'll be his 4th in a row, as he's doing a horrific job filling in for an injured Jimmy Means. Yeah. Well, that is going to change everything. I don't really know what to say, but there goes the 27. He's off the pit road first, then the 35, 26, 6, and 75. I think that's the first time we've had a caution here at Phoenix. That is a good point. Well, that is a massive development if Tim Richmond's going to end up wrecking out due to this. I think they're going to try their absolute best to get that 25 car back out on the track. They cannot afford to lose any of those positions. If we take a look at it, Harry Gant, Kyle Petty, Phil Parsons, Darrell Waltrip, and Bobby Hillen Jr. are all retiring due to the accident. There we go. Tim Richmond is going to attempt to come back out onto the track. But as we said, something broke on that 25 machine, so we really do not know how healthy Tim Richmond's car is going to be. Will it even make minimum speed? So now all of a sudden, how far up the field can Richmond get? He doesn't appear to be going very fast, but then again, he could be just babying the car around the track. We really don't know. So this is going to put us for a restart on lap 19, I believe. We'll see if that's the case. Hey, here comes Tim Richmond. He's going to catch up to the back of the field now. Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see how fast Tim Richmond's going to be. If Tim Richmond finishes very poorly in this race, all of a sudden, Elliott is back in it to win it come Atlanta. So if nothing happens to Elliott, fingers crossed for Elliott. And for that fact, Earnhardt too. If Elliott and Earnhardt can both come away with good finishes in this race, which, by the way, neither of them are doing spectacularly right now. If either of them can come out with a good finish in this race, they're going to be in contention for the championship come Atlanta. Of course, spectacular things are going to have to happen for Earnhardt to win, but we're going to have to see what the speed of the 25 car is on this restart. We just went from Tim Richmond's going to clinch the championship to, holy God, Elliott might win this thing. Green flag is out here on lap 19. By the way, if we take a look at the fastest lap charts, Elliott has the fastest car in the field. Wow, turn 1, Mark Martin's wasting no time. Get out of my way, Ricky Rudd. Mark Martin's coming through. Elliott's not wasting any time. He's already to the bottom. Yeah, Elliott is not going to waste any time. Oh, he's going to let Jeff Bodine get to the bottom of him, though. So once again, not showing much strength on the restart. This has been a weakness for Elliott the entire year. And look at this. He's going to get a great run off of turn 4 and jump to the bottom of Shepard. Look at this power move. Beautiful. You have any doubt that the 9 car is the fastest car on the track right now? I just point you to Exhibit A here. Meanwhile, the two quote-unquote juggernauts that battled it out last week, Schrader, Wallace, they're battling each other now. By the way, you want to take a look at how Tim Richmond's doing? Struggling. Yes. That car is struggling. He is not doing well. So keep that in the back of your mind. That car is not okay. Coming back to the line, Rusty Wallace continues to lead. Schrader's right behind him. Elliott's jumped into third. I think he can smell it. I think Elliott can smell the opportunity in the air. If he can get up there, he could get the 5 bonus points for leading the lap. Maybe even 5 bonus points for leading the most laps if he gets up there fast enough. Yeah, you can almost tell sometimes drivers, they have a sixth sense out there, and I think Elliott's just activated. Look at that, down 1/10 of a second a lap. So Elliott is absolutely charging right now. Schrader, by the way, has the fastest time on the track now. Well, I have a feeling that Elliott's about to shatter whatever time Schrader just put up. Let's see here. Yeah, they're going slower up here. We'll see what happens with Elliott when he crosses the line. Not quite. Leaders are still going slower, though. Barely. So it's time to see what can Elliott do. Just like to say, right now, Elliott, third place for Elliott is not going to be good enough. He really needs to get up there and win this race. Going back here to Tim Richmond. Boy, he's doing a fantastic job trying to keep up with an unsponsored car. Oh, boy. Man. Well, it's better than taking the car behind the wall. We'll just say that. Oh, it absolutely is. Looks like Schrader's starting to fall back a bit. He's really starting to lose pace. Yeah, I can see that now. Schrader is really starting to lose pace. Both Elliott and Wallace are 121.6. Schrader 120.9. So Schrader's losing a little bit of pace here compared to Wallace and Elliott, who we know is driving the wheels off of that thing. But it looks like it's going to be these three guys, and here is everyone else. Look at this battle for fourth. Oh boy, Jeff Bodine is all over the back end of Ricky Rudd. Again, this is such a hard track to make a pass at. Morgan Shepherd's trying to get around Mark Martin on the inside lane. Martin's not allowing that. Sterling Marlin's up inside the top 10. Another great week for Sterling. 15th in points. Way to end the season with a bang, no doubt about that. Remember, Morgan Shepherd got that win at Talladega. Yeah, that Bodine gets free. It looks like Martin's going to get free here as well. Terry Labonte trying to hold in on that outside line, and look at Sterling Marlin looking to get around Morgan Shepherd here. Oh boy. Terry Labonte defends his position on the outside lane. And 3 wide coming off of turn 4. What a move by Marlin. Wow. Man, we have seen some good aggressive racing here in these final 3 or 4 weeks of the season. You don't think that these drivers are driving at 100%, 110%? Just take a look at this race. Look at this move by Earnhardt. He just shoves his nose underneath everyone. Wow. Earnhardt just shoves his nose underneath everyone and moves up into 8th. Alan Kawicki's coming too. Kawicki knows how to get around this track too. Kawicki's really good here. Yeah, he was really good in 88. We'll see if he can do even better here. 10th fastest on the boards for Kawicki. Meanwhile, Elliott does have the fastest car on the board yet again, and he is right on the bumper of Ken Schrader, looking for second. Elliott's looking for just about any way to get around the green machine right now. The lean, mean green machine of Ken Schrader trying to get any momentum that he can to get around that 35 car. Oh, it looks like he got a killer run off of turn 4, but not quite. He's going to try it. There we go. Beautiful move getting there into turn 1. I don't think it's going to be able to be enough. Schrader's really good here through this section of the course, through the dogleg. Watch this. Schrader's going to defend his spot as the live stream goes out again. Maybe not. I don't know. Now, oh, there's the bumper. Elliott's like, excuse me, Schrader, I've got a championship to win. Get out of my way. And he might not get those 5 bonus points for leading the most laps. I think that's almost certainly going to go to Rusty Wallace now. Wallace, again, his strategy is pretty simple. Check out on everybody. Just play a game of catch me if you can. Last week, he lost. This week, we'll see if he can win. And sometimes endurance racing like this, it's a spin of the roulette wheel. And not Tim Richmond, but Ken Schrader just spun the wheel a lot better than Rusty Wallace did, and Schrader came home with the victory. 3 wins this season, by the way, for Schrader. A really impressive coming out performance. Sterling Marlin, by the way, up to 6th. He's had a really good string of races. We'll see if that string can continue for Sterling Marlin. An update on Tim Richmond. He is up in position to 33rd, battling Dave Marcus there in the 71, and there's really no one to battle after that. He's really, really, really struggling today. Meanwhile, lap traffic's going to start playing a factor. Lead did not change there one single bit. In fact, they ran identical lap times that time. Wallace and Elliott, identical. 1:19, 8:32 miles an hour. Identical lap times. Good Lord. Wallace is going to try to move J.D. McDuffie out of the way. This is going to be the deciding factor of this race. Who deals with lap traffic the best? It looks like Elliott actually fell back a little bit. This is going to really help Elliott, though. We'll see how much it does help Elliott. Wallace seemed to deal with those 3 guys real easily. We'll see how Elliott attacks them now. Come off of turn 4. There he goes. He's going to make the power move to the inside. Well, he's around McDuffie. He's going to be around Coombs, and now he's going to try to get around Jim Sauter here. Don't think he's going to quite be able to get that done. Meanwhile, oh wow, Schrader comes out of nowhere. Schrader, yep. So the clear victor there is going to be Rusty Wallace as Jim Sauter pulls down to pit road. Oh dear. We aren't talking about pit stops already, are we? We're not talking about pit stops already, are we? It'd be crazy. You know, so Wallace now increases his lead. And with that lap led, Rusty Wallace now clinches the 5 bonus points for most laps led in this race. He's led all of them, by the way. Just in case you needed to know that, he's led every single lap of this race, and I don't really see any means of anyone stopping him unless Elliott can really get up there, but I don't think that's going to happen. Meanwhile, how about the battle for 6th? Sterling Marlin trying to hold off a hard-charging Dale Earnhardt, who, just like Elliott, is trying to stay in the contention for the championship. Remember, he's trying to defend his championship. Last year, the championship winner set records for, tied the record for most wins in the season with 8. Got the record for most tied for the record for most top 5s in the season with 20. I believe got the record for most second place for most top 10s in the season with 23. Richmond had 24. So Dale Earnhardt, he's trying to replicate his magic. He only has 1 win on the season thus far, but he does have 14 top 5s and he does have 20 top 10s. So Earnhardt, although he hasn't been up front like he has been in 1986, 1987, or 1988, he has been extremely consistent this season, and consistency will win you championships more often than not. So Dale Earnhardt here, if he can catch Mark Martin, try to get into the top 5, I don't know if it'll be enough to put Earnhardt in contention for the championship, but you gotta imagine he's racing his absolute heart off right now to try to get himself into that championship spot. And we're going to see the battle between the same three juggernauts. Richmond, Elliott, Earnhardt. And this is going to be the deciding race. Yeah, we didn't think that this championship was going to be close, and now, oh, well, here it is. Oh, Tim Richmond's coming out of pit road. Maybe making more repairs. I'm not 100% sure what's going on with Richmond. Of course, anything can be going on with Richmond. That car is absolute toast right now. Leaders haven't hit pit road. That's a good point. Leaders have not hit pit road. Earnhardt's trying to bounce back from a horrible qualifying position. And man, Earnhardt's looking really strong right now, by the way. Oh, Earnhardt almost made it 3 wide through the dog leg. I'm like, oh, what are you doing? Don't do that. You'll wreck. Oh, boy. AJ Foyt really being an obstructionist right now. Sterling Marlin will send his thanks. I think Alan Kowicki might be sending his thanks, too, because he's about to enter this corner. 3 wide. Oh, look out. Woo. Oh, that was really, really close. Richmond on fresh tires, so he might be able to power through some of this traffic. But just a reminder, that'll put him down to 36th, and it's just not good. So Schrader's fallen back a bit. Elliott's trying to keep up. Yep, that's basically the premise of Elliott right now. All he needs to do is run down that 27 machine. This will be a huge 6th win of the season if he's able to do it. Boy, Derek Cope really ran Bill Elliott all the way down to the apron. I don't know if you saw that, but that's really going to slow Elliott down. Didn't slow him down enough. 0.5 of a second. That's all the difference was. And once again, Wallace and Elliott are alone on the same patch of racetrack. How much time can Elliott run him down? It's going to be interesting. Earnhardt's going to try to move himself into 4th. Trying to get around Martin. He'll use the bumper. That's something that Earnhardt's definitely known for. One of the most aggressive drivers in NASCAR today. Earnhardt using the bumper? Sure, he's going to get the position too. While Marlin and Kawicki are trying to battle each other. Kawicki trying his best. I don't think he's going to get the position, and indeed he's not. In fact, Marlin's going to try to get the position from Martin. Oh, that's real good stuff there. They're going to be dead even coming off of this turn, too. Look at this, coming to the line. Oh, Martin had the edge. Is Kawicki going to... Wow. 3 wide for 5th. How badly do you want a top 5? 3 wide through the dog leg! Oh, wow. They are still side panel to side panel. Oh, so close to disaster. Earnhardt coming down pit road, so pit stops are going to happen here. I guess we're going to start watching the leader. If that's Earnhardt coming down pit road, it makes you wonder when everyone else is going to hit pit road. You figure that there's going to be one more stop before the end of the race. Doesn't look like Wallace is hitting pit road. Doesn't look like Elliott's hitting pit road. But Earnhardt hit pit road. Man, they're bumper to bumper. This is the battle for 4th. Alan Kawicki, Sterling Marlin. I think Marlin's actually fighting for his first top... No, he's not. Second top 5 of the season, rather. First top 5 that isn't on a super speedway. Marlin really looking for a way around Kawicki here. 0.96 is 0.96 is the gap now between Elliott and Wallace. It's down to under a second. Lap traffic probably a key part in that. Okay, watch. Is 27 going to come down pit road here? No, he's staying on. Elliott's staying on. They're all staying on. So Earnhardt may be short pitting a little bit. I'm not 100% sure what his strategy is. We already know what Wallace's strategy is. Just drive the wheels off the car into the wheel. Yeah. And once the wheels fall off the car, drive it till the rims fall off too. And he tried to pull the crossover there on Jimmy Spencer. It didn't quite pan out. He's going to try to pass him again here. Oh, wow, look at that move by Elliott back there. I don't know if you guys spotted that, but look at that. He's going to get underneath Hutch Strickland here with that move. It seems like that Elliott is really picking off this lap traffic with tactical precision. And Rusty Wallace is just not. In fact, he's way up the track. Oh, look out. Car coming down pit road. I think that's Dick Trickle. The 27 going way, way up the track. That's obviously not going to help his position to win this race. Elliott's going to make quick work of Larry Pearson here too in the 4 car. Look at this. He's just going to go right to the bottom of him. Absolutely not going to waste any time getting around the 4 car. Look at this. Elliott using the apron to try to get any grip he can. In fact, they're coming down pit road now. So both the leaders coming down pit road right now. Schrader stays out. He'll pick up 5 bonus points. So Schrader for 5 bonus points. This is just absolutely insane. And I think Schrader's going to come down on this lap here. So we'll see if Earnhardt's pitch strategy was either brilliant or stupid. We'll find out. We'll see where Earnhardt comes out. Right now, position 24th. This is going to be the ultimate decider here. See where Earnhardt comes out, see who really had the best pitch strategy. Well, there's Richmond. Yeah, but Richmond we know is toast. Yeah, he's in 33rd now. There's the 27 and there's the 9. Elliott is your leader. Oh, snap. And we've just got to find the 35 car. Maybe the 35 is going to come out in front. I'm not 100% sure. I'm still looking for the 35. Either the 35's way out in front or the 35's way behind. Elliott's at the point. There's confirmation. Elliott has taken the lead after pit stops. What a move. What a drive by Elliott. By the way, that strategy, Earnhardt is now in 3rd position because of that strategy. And Terry Labonte, he's another driver that's short pitted. He's in 4th. Now you got to think, are Earnhardt's tires going to last? Because now he's out there on older tires. How much slower is he going to be running compared to everyone else? He's not going to be catching the leaders, that's for certain. So now that's something you got to think about. Can Earnhardt keep his position? It's a long way back to Terry Labonte. It's an even longer way back to Martin and Marlin. So it's a pretty good gap back to those two drivers. I think Earnhardt will be able to maintain. Meanwhile, this race up front is not over, folks. Wallace is looking. Elliott's not giving him an inch. Wallace is just trying to make up for what was an abysmal start to the season. Elliott's trying to win a championship. Richmond is now scored 24th. Oh my dear Lord. So Richmond's now scored 24th. That's going to completely hamstring any effort that Elliott might make. The question is now, that Tim Richmond short pit, is he going to lose spots? How much is Richmond going to lose spots now? That's actually a good question. Because you got to imagine Richmond's now going to be dogging it. Yeah, but where's the next spot for Richmond? The next spot for him is the 66 car, and he's way back. So 115 miles an hour. Everyone else is running 120. So yeah, Richmond's really, really, really slow, but I don't think it's going to matter. Meanwhile, if I can finally find my way back to the front, I think I went the wrong way, and indeed I did. Back to the front. Wallace is back at the point. So Wallace just goes back to the point. He's just going to be like, catch me if you can. Maybe Elliott doesn't have the car that Wallace has. Wallace has the short run speed. Maybe Elliott's got the stronger long run car. Is there enough of a long run for Elliott to make up that time? Is there enough of a run for Elliott to make up that time? That's another question we need to ask ourselves here. It's going to be close. And the fact that Richmond is now up into the mid-20s in position basically means that this win or second place or wherever Elliott's going to finish is going to be a completely moot point. Richmond's still going to need to tank hard at Atlanta in order for Elliott to win the championship. It's just not going to be enough of a points difference. Now, if Richmond was down to 35th, then things would be interesting, but Richmond's not going to fall down to 35th. Richmond's going to probably stay in 26th. Yep. So just realize that. Richmond's going to stay in 26th, maybe drop to 28th, but I really don't think there's enough time for him to lose more than 2 or 3 positions. Elliott's car, I mean, it just does not look as good. Maybe they messed up an adjustment on the pit stop. Those 5 points are going to mean so much. Yeah, we're telling you, those 5 points are going to mean a lot if Elliott can't make them up. Now I'm going to look and see where Richmond... Oh, wow, Richmond is losing pace out much faster than I thought he was. Oh, good Lord, Richmond might be in some a serious dung heap if he's going that slow. Yeah, he's going to have some serious issues if he's going that slow. Yeah, because the 66 is there, the 48 is coming, that'll be for position. Here's the 10, that'll be for position. I don't think they'll have enough time, though. We'll see. Wallace now has 2 cars up on Elliott and is pulled out to a 1 second advantage. I think it's safe to say that Wallace has this race in the bag. He's not going to pit again, that's for certain. Earnhardt continues to fall back, by the way, but he's still in 3rd. Terry Labonte is about to get passed for 4th by Martin. We'll see how long that takes. And then Sterling Marlin on back. Those are all drivers that are on the other pitch strategy. The pitch strategy that Wallace and Elliott are on. Only a handful of laps left at Phoenix, and it's yet another dominating performance by the 27 of Wallace. And he has successfully avenged... I have to say, he has successfully avenged what was a really abysmal start to the season. He got injured at an accident at Rockingham. Luckily, he was able to get back into the car next week and race. But yeah, he was definitely shaken up by the accident that he had at Rockingham. And if you haven't seen a replay of that accident, good Lord, I suggest taking a look at it. It is absolutely a sight to behold. I have never seen a flip like that on a 1 mile course before. It's just something that I've never seen happen before on a 1 mile course. He just flipped wildly down the back straightaway. Oh, unfortunately for Wallace, he's not going to win the 1989 championship, but you gotta guess that he's going to be directly in contention for the 1990 championship. Yeah, this is an off year for Wallace. It definitely has to be seen as an off year. And I know that there's definitely some ownership issues with this 2017, so they might even have an ownership change. So maybe not 1990 per se, but definitely 1991, maybe 1992. Wallace is going to be coming back. He's going to want that championship. 2.5 seconds is the gap now between Wallace and Elliott, and yeah, Wallace just has this race under control. It's going to be a smooth and easy win for him now. Elliott is in 2nd, Earnhardt is in 3rd, and that is exactly what both of those drivers pretty much want to be. Oh, Elliott wants to be winning this race, but obviously he's not going to do that. Wallace just outpowered him after this pit stop here. But yeah, Elliott and Earnhardt are pretty much right where they want to be for this race. No doubt about that. They've done a fantastic job. We'll see if they're both eligible for the championship come Atlanta. Tim Richmond right now, it looks like he's going to finish 28th, 29th, something like that. It's going to be close. 2 laps to go. I think Elliott wants this race to go for another 20 laps. He's like, come on, Richmond, fall back even more. Make Richmond pit. That's what Elliott wants. Like, come on, Richmond, hit pit road again. Oh, boy. I don't think he's going to get the satisfaction of that, though. Here they come off of turn 4. White flag for Rusty Wallace. So Wallace, last week, he came, he dominated, just dominated. Unfortunately, it just wasn't his race. Here he comes to Phoenix. He gets the pole. He comes out and completely dominates everyone once again. But this time, he chooses the right pit strategy. He's going to come off of turn 4 and take the checkered flag here at Phoenix. And that time, Wallace gets it. Well, we'll see how they come across the line here for third on back. It'll be Earnhardt, Martin, and Sterling Marlin will eke out a top 5 over Terry Labonte. And then Jeff Bodine will be 7th, Alan Kowicki 8th, Davey Allison 9th, and in 10th will be Ricky Rudd. Tim Richmond's official finishing position will be 28th. Oh boy. It's a good thing that Richmond was able to get that car back out there, otherwise he would have been screwed. By the way, Ken Schrader ended up finishing 37th. Who knows what happened to him? $34 points. What? 34 points. Earnhardt is eliminated from the championship. 34 points. Wow. 34 points going into the next race. By the way, Rusty Wallace will move into 4th in points after that performance at Phoenix. So Rusty Wallace definitely avenged his injury. No doubt about that, with moving into 4th place there. And once again, we're here at the end of the season. Look who the top 4 is. Pretty much exactly who we thought it was going to be. Richmond, Elliott, Earnhardt, Wallace. I mean, we expected pretty much a repeat from last year, and a repeat from last year is what we have got. So, next week, 34 points separates Tim Richmond and Bill Elliott. This is going to be absolutely insane. We'll see that.